John 17:16. Ek tu cosmu uk esin, kathos ego uk emi ek tu cosmu. Here we overhear Jesus praying to the Father and speaking of his disciples. You probably recognize that this is a repetition of what we saw in John 17:14b, the latter part of the verse there in John 17:14, with just a slight difference in word order. We translate here, of the world they are not. Here Jesus is speaking of his disciples. They are not of the world, he says. And then he goes on to say, just as I am not of the world. Of course, the question that may come to your mind is, how is this prepositional phrase functioning? Ek tu cosmu. What does that mean? I think Lydia Novakovich is correct in her helpful Baylor handbook on the Greek text of the Gospel of John. She labels this as origin or source, but then she goes on to say origin or source that determines the character of someone. I think that really gets at the point of what Jesus is saying here. The world here is the rebellious world that's raising its fist and shaking its fist at God. We note that the preposition ek, you well remember, I think, is always followed by the genitive, so we're not surprised to have the genitive right here and the genitive right here. And ek can mean out of, it can mean from, means a number of different things. I tell the students one way to remember this, you can say, get the ek out of here, right? Get the ek out of here. And out of, but out of the world is probably not as good a translation here. It's just of the world. They are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. One last thing, we'll very quickly review the forms of a me, as we have two of them here in the verse, right? We have the third person plural, we have the first person singular. We can just jot those down very quickly. A me, a, Eston, Esmond, Esta, Asen, right? There we have I am, you are, he is, we are, y'all are, they are. And the two forms that we have are this first person singular and the third person plural.